Hola, hola, buenos días a todos. Gracias por estar con nosotros en este su programa Café con Leche, la voz de los latinos en América. Estamos transmitiendo desde hermosa 1470 AM, 96.9 FM. Les habla Lilia Galindo. Me acompaña Thomas Elias. Él escribe en varios periódicos del estado de California 2 veces a la semana aquí en el Antelope Valley Press. Vamos a darle la bienvenida. Good morning, Tom. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty well. Good morning to you, Lilia. So let's talk this morning about how lies about immigrants will not help solve the housing crisis. And I'm talking about Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, the Republican nominee for vice president in this election, and some of the things he said, some of the claims he made during his debate with Tim Walz on October 1st. You know, it's only 10 days ago that he was making these claims, and yet we've almost forgotten some of the lies that he told. So let's look at it from the beginning. First of all, no one who looks at the listings of homes for sale anywhere in the United States can doubt that there's a serious price crisis. And that's especially true in California, where the median price of homes sold in the last year is now over $900,000.
Wow.
Let's stop there.
Ok. Bueno, Thomas nos va a hablar acerca de las mentiras que está haciendo el candidato a vicepresidente con el expresidente Donald Trump. Y bueno, dice, él está mintiendo acerca de los inmigrantes y cómo estos contribuyen a la crisis de bienes y raíces. Y esto fue en el debate que tuvo con Tim Walz, que es el candidato a vicepresidente, con Kamala Harris. Y bueno, se estaba hablando, dice, bueno, aquí en California la situación es de casas, de verdad es crítica, porque las casas que se pusieron para venta, el precio promedio aquí en California es de $900,000, de una casa de mediana, de medio ingreso. Okay, you can continue, please.
Okay, so that median price figure means that almost half the houses sold in California sold for well above $1 million. 5 years ago, the median price was about $600,000. So we've had major league price inflation in housing, and it began while Donald Trump was president and continued steadily while Joe Biden has been president. And now we have J.D. Vance, the Republican nominee for vice president, saying we can blame much of it on undocumented immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's kind of a head scratcher. But Vance claimed in his debate on October 1st that the undocumented are, as he put it, one of the most significant drivers of home prices in this country. And he expected to be seriously when he claimed that undocumented immigrants, most of whom arrive at the border penniless, or they have no money, or they're very close to having zero money. But he's saying that they compete with American citizens for homes that cost, at a very minimum, hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's an absurd claim, but it's gone largely unchallenged since the debate. And I'll stop there for a moment.
Bueno, mire, nos dice que el candidato a vicepresidente con Trump, él está clamando que el incremento de los precios que ha habido, dice, por ejemplo, hace 5 años, el precio medio de una casa aquí en California era de $600,000, ahora es de $900,000. Y bueno, él está implicando que el problema del precio del incremento en las rentas ha sido debido a los inmigrantes. Dice, los inmigrantes que casi vienen sin dinero aquí, ¿cómo es posible que les pueda culpar de subir los precios de las casas si ellos ni siquiera van a ser candidatos a comprar nada? Okay, you can continue now, please.
Okay, so here's exactly what Vance said in the debate. He said, you've got housing in America that is totally unaffordable because we brought in millions of illegal immigrants to compete with Americans for scarce homes. And that's a direct quote from what he said in the debate. Now, I don't know about you, Lilia, but I find it very hard to believe this because as a reporter, I've seen how the undocumented live in this country. Many of them live 8 to a room in a low-priced motel all over California. So the claim that they're competing and driving the price of homes up is just ridiculous on its face. And it is a political lie, and it won't help us solve the housing price crisis at all. But that's not the only lie he told during that debate involving the undocumented. He claimed in a debate, Vance did, that he claimed that the handling of undocumented children at the border has become sloppier than it was under Trump. And it was pretty sloppy then. Remember how we had the children separated from their parents under Trump?
Yes.
Thousands and thousands of them. Now he claims that more than 320,000 illegal immigrant children are not accounted for, and that many of them are being used as mules to carry drugs for Latin American cartels. Of course, he offered no evidence at all for this. So I'm going to stop there.
Okay. Bueno, dice, él continúa con sus ridículas mentiras en el debate. Dice que ha sido los indocumentados quienes han incrementado el precio de las casas porque están compitiendo, que han traído millones de indocumentados y que entonces ellos han venido a competir por las casas y que definitivamente eso ha hecho que los precios suban. Dice, esa es una declaración ridícula porque hemos visto cómo llegan los inmigrantes que no tienen documentos acá y nunca tienen suficiente dinero, viven en cuartos de hotel o con familias hacinadas en la misma casa. Y bueno, él está diciendo ahora además de que en esta administración, cómo se ha tratado a los niños que se trata de deportar de manera muy mala. Dice que se han traído además 320,000 niños ilegales y que los usan como mulas para pasar las drogas que los narcotraficantes quieren. Dice, y eso lo dice y no presenta ninguna evidencia de lo que está diciendo, una absoluta mentira también. Okay, you can continue, please.
Okay. In fact, no one really knows exactly how many immigrant children are untracked and unaccounted for. That's the whole point. If they're unaccounted for, we don't know where they are. And so if we don't know where they are, how are we going to know how many of them there are? But that didn't prevent Vance from making up a number. Still, there unquestionably has been an increase in unauthorized immigration of unaccompanied children. And it began in about 2014, and it's still growing today. In 2023, last year, more than 113,000 unaccompanied immigrant children were released to sponsors, and the sponsors are often family members. And that was for a full year, 113,000 of those kids were turned over to people to take care of them. Well, in the first quarter of this year, the number was about 61,000. The first quarter is the first 3 months of this year. So that means about twice as many undocumented, unaccompanied children going to American sponsors. The growth coming in just 1 year. That's a doubling in 1 year. By comparison, when Trump was in office in 2019, more than 320,000 cases involving unaccompanied, undocumented children were referred for resolution hearings before judges. And that's a number that's identical to the number that Vance now says are unaccounted for. And so you have to wonder if he's confusing a couple of numbers here. Because it's very unlikely that the number would be exactly the same the way he said it was. But the fact is, the numbers are clearly going up, even though it's a phenomenon that has gotten very little publicity. And Vance gave no indication of where his number originated. So it's really another lie that he told in that debate, just like it's a lie that the undocumented immigrants are causing prices to go up.
Bueno,
Stop there.
sin duda alguna, su participación en este debate estuvo lleno de mentiras. Dice, se habla de, según él, los niños se han incrementado en un número muy grande, pero dice, la verdad es que desde el 2014 ha habido un flujo de niños que llegan sin la compañía de adultos y que son colocados con familiares aquí en los Estados Unidos. En el 2023 hubo 113,000 niños que vinieron y se pasaron sus casos a la corte para que pudieran ser ubicados con familiares. Pero dice, ellos en 2019 estaban hablando de 320,000 niños y que se han colocado aquí para resolución y que se vengan con familiares que ellos tienen acá y que puedan pasar bien. Pero la verdad es que no ha habido un control suficiente de cuántos niños vienen, ni y el proceso de inmigración es más complicado. Okay, you can continue now. We have like 2 minutes, please.
Okay, so I'll try to be very brief. Vance's claims, it's very clear what they are. They're part of a politically motivated drive to make illegal immigration an even more potent issue than it always has been. Linking illegal immigrants to increased housing prices was clearly an attempt to combine these two issues, housing prices and illegal immigration. But it all flies in the face of the Republican complaints we've heard for years that the presence of any significant numbers of undocumented people in any neighborhood will drive housing prices down. So here's the question I'm going to leave you with.
Okay.
How can the same people drive real estate costs both up and down simultaneously? It's impossible. But that's what J.D. Vance was claiming, and we really need to think about that.
Bueno, entonces todas las declaraciones que hizo el vicepresidente, el candidato a vicepresidente en este debate, pues está llena de mentiras, ¿no? Porque está hablando cómo la presencia de personas indocumentadas puede incrementar el precio de las casas, pero lo que hemos visto en muchos vecindarios es que cuando hay mucha inmigración ilegal, los precios de las casas bajan, no suben. Entonces, ¿cómo puede él justificar que los precios suban y bajen debido a los inmigrantes indocumentados? Yo creo que está basado en una mentira sin ningún fundamento y esto hace la situación peor. That is really bad, but we have the opportunity to change everything with our vote this November 5th, don't you think?
Yeah, we have a chance to make some big changes then, but it's going to be very, very close. And I think what's going to happen after the election is a lot more of what we saw 4 years ago after the election. There's going to be a lot of troublemaking from a lot of different directions. And a lot of the Trump people are now in positions where they can do a lot more harm than they did then.
Oh my God.
So it's going to be a very interesting time.
Even if we vote so many people that they don't have any possibility of anything?
Well, yeah, we can vote, but it's what happens afterwards that's going to be really dangerous.
Okay, we have to go. Thank you so much. Bueno, mañana les traduzco. Bye bye.
Thank you, Lilia. Bye bye.